This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Hello and greetings from Chile. In today's video, we're going to be taking you on a day trip to Torres del Paine National Park. This is a major trekking destination in Chile, and you could easily spend a few weeks on the trails. But since we were a bit short on time, today we're going to be showing you some of the highlights you can experience on a day visit. During our tour, we saw all sorts of wildlife, visited the cave of a prehistoric animal, and even came face to face with icebergs. So all in all, a very good day and a great option for anyone wanting to day trip from Puerto Natales. Now let's get into the video. Our first stop of the day was the Mylodon's cave, which is a natural monument located about 30 minutes northwest of Puerto Natales. This site is comprised of several caves, the largest of which is 30 meters high and 200 meters deep. This is where the Mylodon's remains were found. Now a bit of trivia. Apparently the Mylodon's state of conservation was so good that at first the remains were believed to be that of a living animal. This launched a small wave of early 20th century expeditions in search of a living, breathing Mylodon. Well, that search didn't yield much. The samples were eventually dated back about 10,000 years. They were just in great condition because of the extreme cold and stable conditions the cave had to offer. So don't get too excited on your visit. Well guys, we just finished visiting the Mylodon's cave. This was a prehistoric creature, kind of like a giant sloth, and its remains were found in this cave. They were discovered by a German explorer. And yeah, we were able to walk around the cave. It was pretty cool. The only thing I have to mention is Chilean Patagonia is so much colder than Argentine Patagonia. And I think it's because right now, like, we're just outside in the city of Puerto Natales, which is by the ocean, so we're really getting a lot of the humidity, and I feel like the cold is just seeping into my bones. So it's a bit of an adjustment. And there comes Sam. How was your encounter with a prehistoric creature?
Oh my gosh, I love that creature. It's slightly smaller than the one in
the Megatherium.
The Megatherium.
No?
This is like the half size.
Yeah,
version.
the 2-meter version, not the 5-meter version.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's very cool.
It adds a very cool element to the cave, and also it's great. It's a great family-friendly kind of addition too.
Yeah,
the kids would love it. I did.
And price point. Before we forget, we paid 8,000 Chilean pesos, which is
just over $10 US.
There you go.
Yeah. And I believe nationals pay half that price.
Mm-hmm. So if you're a Chilean, cha-ching!
Enjoy your discount.
We then started driving in the direction of Torres del Paine National Park, which is located 60 kilometers north of Puerto Natales. As you can imagine, it was a pretty scenic drive, but the best surprise was spotting a group of condors circling above us. This is the largest bird of prey in the world, so we were pretty excited to see several of them so close by. Next up, a little shopping at Cerro Castillo. This is like a little stopover that was created between the towns of Calafate in Argentina and Puerto Natales in Chile, and it is right next to the border. It's right at the border crossing, actually. We went through there a few days ago when we were crossing over, so it might look familiar. So we have about 20 minutes at this little shopping spot, and I'm looking for leg warmers and hopefully an alpaca sweater because I'm cold and I've been wearing the same thing almost every day. So guys, we have reached our first lookout of the day. This spot is called Mirador Lago Sarmiento, and we're getting our first views of Torres del Paine. The weather cooperated. We thought we were gonna have rain today, and we can actually see the mountain range and the peaks. Looks amazing, and the color of the water is unbelievable. You've got to see this. Here we have it, Torres del Paine. Dun, 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 dun. Wowee!
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 It's amazing. Let's get a picture.
Photo time.
Photo time.
Where are you going, Sam? Come.
I'm going for another viewpoint. It just keeps getting better and better. We get closer and closer to Torres del Paine, and we're not even in the national park yet. It's unbelievable.
He saw a condor.
We've seen a few on this trip. We've seen foxes. We've seen nyandus, which are kind of like local ostriches.
An ostrich.
And what else? Fox. We've seen foxes. We've seen a lot.
We've seen a lot.
The day is
Vultures.
young. Maybe a puma.
Vultures.
Apparently the most
elusive
is the puma. So if we see a puma, today's the best day.
We'd be very lucky.
This place is amazing, guys. We just keep getting closer and closer to Torres del Paine, and apparently we're not even in the national park yet.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
We're just approaching it, and right now we've stopped over at the Bitter Lagoon, Laguna Amarga, and it gets that name because it's a mix of fresh water and salt water, and it has a high pH. I think he said like 9.1 or something.
Wow.
So yeah. Oh, and he also said during the summer months you can see flamingos here because
it's amazing.
They fly down.
They're not here at the moment.
No, it's a bit
not
early.
even one.
It's a bit early.
But in a few weeks they will be. They'll be vacationing here.
Our next stop on this tour of Torres del Paine National Park was the Paine River Waterfall. We had a short stop here to take some photos and go on a quick walk. We then continued our drive through the park, making several stops at various lookouts along the way. We also drove past estancias, experienced winds that nearly blew us over, and of course we were treated to incredible landscapes at every turn. Just driving down the park's dirt roads was an adventure in and of itself. Now check out these turquoise waters. This is Lake Pehue, and it's the heart of Torres del Paine National Park. From this point, you can view the famous horns of Torres del Paine, if the weather cooperates. We had some strong winds that day, so thankfully the clouds blew over and we did get our peek at them. And then it was time for lunch. We ate at the Rio Pingo restaurant, which is located inside the park on the south side of Lake Gray. The nice thing about eating in the middle of the afternoon is that there were no lines, so we were able to get a table and enjoy our meal with zero wait time. And by the time we were done eating, the rain had stopped.
Lunchtime.
Lunchtime. There's a restaurant in the park, very convenient because we are starving. What time is it?
It's about
lunch
2. It's almost 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Late
No
lunch.
wonder. So I actually chose a vegetarian option in the menu. Described it as a stew, and it's kind of like a mash of chickpeas, carrots, potato. It's got some beans, grilled veggies on top, and I saw that there was cheese, so I was just like, yeah.
I'll take some cheese.
Cheese to that.
Yes, please, to the cheese, right?
It's good.
Looks so good. We're so hungry at this point.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but I'm glad that we've prioritized sightseeing, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of cold and rainy out, so
Yeah, we had
warm and
amazing
hearty is
weather
good.
up until the moment we came in here, and then it was like pouring rain, and now it's clearing slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I'm really excited for this. I got the Cordero Milanese, which is a lamb, basically breaded cutlet,
Yeah.
and a risotto with mushroom. And did you put cheese on there?
I did add cheese. You're
thank
welcome.
you.
I
Thank
thought
you
you'd
so much.
appreciate that.
This mushroom risotto is delicious. This is a good meal. Yum.
We are going on a post-lunch mini hike. We've got Sendero Gray over here. My accent's getting a bit confused. We're just gonna go across this hanging bridge over the river and see where the trail leads.
And the weather cleared just in time.
It cleared. Seriously, they are not joking about like 4 seasons in a matter of 10 minutes. So
It looked like Rain-ageddon was coming.
amazing.
And then it was gone.
Well, guys, we are off to see the floating icebergs.
We sure are.
Oh my, well, floating. Of course they float. They're icebergs.
So there's an area, it's basically kind of like a beach that's leading out there, isn't there?
Yeah.
It? It's like a strip of sand.
A sandy strip.
Sandy strip.
You've got the lake and the icebergs, and we've been given an hour and 40 minutes for lunch and to complete, you know, this little walk down the trail, go see the icebergs, get back.
Just enough time, right?
Just enough time.
And hopefully the weather cooperates while we're out.
It's holding. It's holding.
It's
Look,
holding.
blue skies
Yeah.
in this direction. A big gray over yonder.
Indeed.
But
Well,
I mean, it's Patagonia. Like, what can we ask? What else can we ask of her?
you like our guide said today, prepare for 4 seasons.
4 seasons.
All in one.
All in. Look at that. That's majestic.
It is.
And now a quick break to tell you about this week's sponsor, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to help you build and design your own website, and they make it super easy for you to design your space using their portfolio designs where you can display your work using customizable galleries. If you're building a website for e-commerce purposes, they have these new third-party tools that can help you manage inventory, promote products, and ship items across the globe. Plus, you also have access to your analytics so you can see your traffic and find out how people are finding you. So if you want to check it out, you can go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and then once you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/SamuelAndAudrey to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Now let's get back to the video for some logistics on how to visit Torres del Paine on a day trip. Hello! We are back from our really fun excursion.
What a day.
What a day indeed.
What an incredible day.
Yes.
I feel like we have the weather guru or the weather gods on our side. We had amazing weather everywhere we went, and for the few moments that the weather was bad, it's when we were like eating or when we had already got our shots or when we were in our car. It was just unbelievable, and it appeared that we were going to have bad weather today. So this was just the most amazing surprise, to be honest. I absolutely loved it. That Torres del Paine is just fabulous. I can see why people would come and do 8 to 10 day treks there. It's a massive park. And honestly, I only have good things to say about the tour. Normally, I'm very much against those group day tours where you're rushed around on and off. But this one, it was just right. It worked. We got to see the highlights. We had a great guide and a great driver, like just a positive attitude. Such nice people working there, and I feel like it was just the right pace. It's like we weren't in the vehicle for too long. We kept getting in and out. There were things to do. The landscapes changed. The views were just spectacular the whole time. So it kept everyone excited and engaged. And what a tour! If you don't have the time to do the full trek independently, this is definitely the best option to see everything, assuming you don't have your own vehicle. If you only have one day, join a tour because you won't regret it. Totally agree with that. So in terms of the tour, we paid just over $50. I think it was $53 US in total. About $50 per person. Which was mainly for transportation there and back. It's like 2.5 hours almost from the city center to the park. So the additional fee was then we paid for the caves, which was about $10. Yes. You have the option of not doing that. There is a coffee shop, or you can just wait in the bus. It was a short stop, so if you didn't want to do that, I really enjoyed it. For me, it was a fun attraction. And you get to pose with the Mylodon, so that's the best part. Cool. That's the best part at the end. But the cave was enormous, and I thought it was really interesting to walk around. But then the only other fee was the park fee. Park fee. It is not cheap, let me tell you. So it was just under $30 US per person. 21,000 Chilean pesos. That being said, this ticket is good for 3 days, but you have to let them know when you're buying the ticket because they're going to ask you to write your name, your passport number, and then you have to take it to a desk to be stamped. I believe that's for day trippers like us, people who are leaving the park and then coming back. I think the people who are doing the big hikes probably just pay for this admission and then they're granted that time. I would imagine. Would highly recommend the tour. Torres del Paine is beautiful. And I want to talk about all the animal encounters we saw. Oh my gosh, we saw everything. Foxes, guanacos, condors. We even had gauchos riding on horses, and a gaucho herding cows with the help of dogs. Yes. At the very end of the day. Indeed. Even the nyandu, the ostrich-like bird that's down here. It's just a great day of travel. And this national park is phenomenal. You definitely, even if you've been to the Argentinian area of Patagonia that we went to, if you've been to Calafate and Chaltén, still worth coming here, and vice versa. It's just a beautiful part of Patagonia, and we loved it. So with that in mind, hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll have more coming from Chile soon. Ta-ta! Ta-ta!